Bingo. Okay, we're good. So regardless, recording it. Victor, we are on. So again, I said this, Victor, I'm going to go over it again. But I am Nick Moses of Nick Moses 05 Gaming Podcast with my co-hosts Zach and Joe. Zach and Joe, how you both doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us, Victor. You know, definitely looking forward to talking about this. I'm watching some of your gameplay for the Neko Ghost Jump. It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Colorful, you know, it's got that nice, like, warmy feel to it, like kind of like, you know, on a Nintendo, kind of like, you know, nice and colorful. What I like about this game so far, just watching and looking at the screenshots, I can actually go outside and play this or play it on a car or play it inside of a car. You know how it is with, you know, portable systems, with the dark, bad games. It's great if playing it at home, but you know, looks good. I have a question, if you don't mind me asking, Victor.
Go for it.
The initial release date was July 14th, 2020. Why did your project get pushed behind? And I'm sorry to hear about that.
July 14th, 2020. I don't think we actually ever had an official release date of July 14th, 2020. I don't know. Where'd you get that information from?
Victor's like, spill the beans.
Yeah,
I need to kill this right now.
It's right off of Google, but you know, you can't trust the internet. So.
True. Okay.
Yeah. Google. I think Google pulled off the. So we launched the prologue. I think it was around July 14th, actually. Now you think about it. So the prologue did get launched July 14th, 2020. But the actual main game, has not launched yet. So I probably just need to go on Google and edit that card, that game card or whatever.
Also, what type of platforms are you going to be releasing this on?
Oh, so many. So let's start off with the PC. So the PC is going to be our main bread and butter, easy mode, you know, dev platform. And so we're going to release it on Windows and Linux for PC. We might try to squeeze in Mac, but it's one of those things where I don't even own a Mac. And
neither do I. You know, all the smart people don't use Mac.
I mean,
I got a question, Victor. I got a good question for you, man. Victor, I want to know more about you, man. I want to know about this, you know, project. So for everyone that's listened to the podcast, I want you to introduce yourself, Victor. When you introduce yourself in front of the audience of people, okay, I want you to take the floor. Can you introduce yourself for everyone, please?
Introduce myself. Let's see.
You got it. It's your floor. It's all yours.
Right. So I'm Puerto Rican. I was born in Bronx, New York back in '83. So that was a long time ago. I'm an old dude.
83 right here.
I'm 89. I was born in New York too. So, you know, good place to be born.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, let's see. I went to high school. I moved all over the place, but ended up going to high school down in Florida. And then finally, it was between college and the United States Marine Corps. And it was basically, I mean, it was a 50-50 chance there. And I ended up going to the Marine Corps, enlisted to see how that was going to be like. And then, you know, this has happened. This is in 2001. So this is right after 9/11.
9/11. Yep.
Yeah. So I went to boot camp after 9/11. And then I didn't know if I was going to just, you know, do my 4 and quit it basically. But I ended up enjoying it. It was kind of fun. I started getting deployed out there to, I think my first big deployment was, I ended up going to Japan. Then my first deployment was to Kuwait. And then came back to the States for a little while, and then ended up going to Afghanistan. Came back. You know, I've been around the world a little bit.
So, man, you're a veteran. So you're a veteran.
Yeah. So I got out after 12 years. I got out of the Marine Corps, and I went to Savannah College of Art and Design, and there I got my game development degree actually from them. Nice. And before even graduation, though, I was already working as a freelancer for like different companies. And once I got out, I ended up doing that full time. Or once I graduated back in like 2017, I just was doing freelance contract work for full time for a while. Ended up getting like a pretty decent full-time gig. My first gig, that was for Monochrome Games, and I ended up working on Contagion VR Outbreak, which was my first commercial release. Ended up releasing the game in early access back in, I think it was 2018. Yeah, it was like June 2018 or something like that. And then, honestly, I started thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? I don't like working for other people. I want to work for myself. I want people to work for me.
Well, you made the right move. You know, when you work for yourself, you know, you're your own boss, and the more time, the more hard work you put into it, the better product you get. I also run my own business too. So the harder I work, the bigger payoff my, you know, project's going to be, you know, so that's what it's about.
Exactly.
You have control of the project. What you want in your project is what you're going to put in your project. So that's definitely the way to go.
Now, Victor, you gave me the whole rundown. So I'm happy to hear that. Now I got to ask, okay.
What's up?
So how is it developing a game? I know my man Zach I got here. He's real into the game development. I've seen how long it takes for him to make a world where his character's running through and jumping over things, and it takes a lot of time for some simple things. How big is the team? Let me ask. Is this just a one-man project, 10-person team? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so I guess to get to that question, I have to tell you a little bit of how the game started.
Nice.
So, so I think it was around November 2018. That's when I started my own company, Burgos Games, whatever. And I was actually going to do a VR game, and then I got a little burnt out or whatever. So I ended up there was a game jam that was coming up in spring of 2019, and I was like, I haven't done a game jam in like a long time. So I was like, all right, cool. So I pulled the team together, about 5 of us, and we did a game jam submission called Neko Ghost Jump. It was Neko Ghost Jump actually came in from a game jam submission, and so that was like a 5-day game jam. It was, man, there's a video on YouTube that you can see like the differences from like the game jam version to now. It's kind of like night and day. It's like totally different.
Nice.
But yeah, it's so much better. And anyway, so honestly, towards the end, after we got done, I basically was like, you know what? I think this is like a pretty quick and easy like game we can like develop and finish in a year, and like Who Wants to Stay or whatever. Sadly, not everybody stayed. There was so you know, there's only 3 of us that stayed, and then I just basically grew the team little by little. You know, just kept hiring some contractors as needed throughout development. I mean, right now the total team size is there's 9 of us right now. I'm the only one working full time. Everyone else is working like, you know, 10-hour weeks. Sometimes they work 0 hours a week, but you know, it's just whatever I need them to get done, you know, they get it done in that week. But sometimes I just don't have stuff like right now, like sound. I mean, a lot of the sound is already in the game, so there's like there's only so much you can do, you know, the sound with music. But yeah, that whole 1-year time frame, nope, that did never happen.
Yeah,
that was a bad estimate on my part. And
Victor, I have a question for you. What made you decide to call it Neko Ghost Jump?
So originally, wait, do we have? Yeah, so originally it was Neko Ghost Jump without the comma and exclamation point that it has right now. But so Neko Ghost Jump, I liked, at the time I was watching some anime. I'm trying to think what I was watching, but I was watching some anime, I'm sure. And and I just remembered that they always had this they always have something jump, like, you know, like Shonen Jump or something jump, something like that, always like for manga and stuff like that. So I don't know, I was like, it just, for some reason, it just rolled off the tongue. And you know, and again, so I actually was stationed in Japan for like over 3 years, and so like that culture has always like been with me since then. And like and I mean cat ghost jump kind of sounds stupid, but Neko ghost jump it kind of rolled off a lot better on its tongue. So that's where so I guess to explain the title though, I would have to explain the whole game, or talk about the game a little bit.
No, I want to hear it. Drop it on me. You got it. The
more information, the better it is.
Yeah. So for the Game Jam project, and then it doesn't really matter. It's kind of the same, but it's you switch between 2D and 3D camera, right? Perspectives, and the whole point is it's boil it down to nothing. Let's consider a platform, right? It's just a platform. You jump. All right, so that's where the jump comes from. Freaking that title. Obviously, it's starring a cat, right? So you got Neko, whatever. Neko. The ghost part is where it gets a little tricky and fun. So you at any time in the game you can switch to your ghost form, and in ghost form you can you find hidden loot in the ghost realm, but also you can use your ghost form to combat enemies, right? So you can defeat enemies while you're slashing. He has this, and I kind of stole the idea from Bleach, but he has this big swordfish that comes out of nowhere from his little. He had a dead fish in his physical form, but then when he gets into his ghost form, it transforms into like a big swordfish. So he can use that to attack enemies. So that's basically cat, ghost, jump, boom. But so we go back to the game. The core game is the 2D and 3D camera perspectives, and so originally I didn't have any kind of like inspiration from it. The Game Jam theme was the other side of the coin or something like that, and basically I was thinking of like opposites but similar things, like so you got forms, you have your body forms, you got corporeal form, and you got your ghost form, spiritual form, whatever, and then 2D and 3D cameras, right? In games you usually don't see a game that has both a 2D or 3D camera, not many anyway.
Yeah, I've been watching that. It looks very fluid. Like, I'm at your website and it says switch between 2D and 3D games, and the jump looks very fluid, not like other platformers where it's very clunky and you're going to fall down. But this gives me a lot of confidence that, that Neko's going to, capture the jump. It's going to land. It's not going to land in the water and die,
Yeah, there's 2 years worth of fine tuning those controls. That's how that happens. But so we actually just we will be pushing up hopefully a demo update soon, but we just worked on finalizing the default camera, which isn't going to be the quick switch, which I think is the one that you're seeing right now in the trailer. But next week's trailer, and coming on Monday on the indie block for E3, we're going to have the new camera in that trailer. And so it's more of like a really smooth transition, kind of. So like I said, there was no really direct inspiration back in the Game Jam days, but over time, a whole bunch of people kept like saying, "Oh, this is like Super Paper Mario, blah blah blah. Oh, that's cool." Blah blah. Anyways, so we got a whole bunch of comparisons against Super Paper Mario and another game called Crush 3D. I was like, all right, let me look at this thing, and I kind of already knew about Super Paper Mario, but Crush 3D I had no idea. And so I looked at these games. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I see the similarities, sure. I mean, the only similarity was that you can switch between 2D and 3D camera.
I agree.
But so that was cool. But they did cameras and their level designs like completely different. And also, Super Paper Mario or Paper Mario series in general are kind of like heavy in the story base, not really gameplay. And ours is pretty much the opposite. Heavy on the gameplay and light on the story. I mean, we do have a story, but it's kind of just a big intro, and then that's it till the end.
Now, Victor, will this be released on the PS Vita? Because this looks like it would handle very well on the Vita.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, if there were 10,000 Vita souls that would love to buy the game, it could be a consideration. I mean, we're going on the Switch, so
Oh,
the
awesome.
Vita,
That's going to play very well.
yeah, so the Vita is probably what, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the performance of a Switch, you think, or is it a little
Okay.
bit? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would say
Maybe,
about a quarter. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
with you
about
on
a
that.
quarter. So I don't know. I mean, as long as it runs smoothly on the thing, it could happen. Well, no promises there. But
Yeah.
the Switch, yeah, so it'll be coming on the Switch, Xbox One, and then obviously we'll get the upgrades to the X series also, or the Series X, and then the PS4, and again upgrades to the 5 also, and
Nice.
the Atari VCS, which is a system that most people don't know or don't want to know about.
Agreed.
So the Atari VCS, though, we have a planned release for them, and then also there's this little I don't know what to call it really. I mean, basically it's like a little arcade machine. It's called II Arcade, and yeah, we've promised to release on their system, their platform also. So
Nice.
so we got that. So the PC, and I think I said all the console, all the other ports. So
So
yeah.
so let me ask Victor, you got my man Zach, the game developer. You got him hush, Victor. This is amazing right now. I just want to tell you that because I'm sure now, Zach, is there anything? I know it's you probably just running through your head with a million questions.
No,
Is it?
yeah. No, I'm just listening. It's really interesting.
I see you. You're just
I like the story. I kind of wanted that's what I was hoping to kind of hear out of this was the origin story. Like, you know, and you kind of explained that. That's I think it's really awesome what you're doing. As far as the game, I guess I did have, you know, some questions about, I guess, how it plays. So like you said, it's a 2D platformer and a 3D at the same time, a 3D platform at the same time. Is that something like you can dynamically switch between the two at any point in time? Are there
Yep.
basically so it's not like zoned out, like you'd go from 3D to 2D in
Nope.
certain zones? That's awesome.
Nope. It's all yeah, I didn't really touch upon the so we also have boss fights, and so they also take place in 2D and 3D. So I mean there are some limitations. So I mean, as you can imagine, level design in a world that's 2D and 3D is
Complicated.
incredibly not only like difficult, but it's very frustrating. Because you got, you know, play test to make sure it works perfectly and stuff like that. But there are a
Yeah.
couple areas where you just can't do a 2D. And I can't I see I never played Super Mario, so I don't know how Nintendo ended up fixing exactly. I seen some videos, and basically their level design is, well, super simple, while ours is a little bit more intricate, and there's more things in the world that you can do. Also, in Super Mario, Nintendo, sneakily enough, and I know why they did it too. They only give you like so much time in 3D before basically you start losing lives and then die. So they kind of force you back in 2D, and that it's an obvious choice, you know, in hindsight, because it's so much easier to design in 2D, like especially level design wise. And a lot of things will break between 2D and 3D, especially like enemies and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. We don't have a time limit or anything like that. There is a timer that goes off and it starts at 0, and basically it's used for leaderboards. So every single level has a leaderboard, and if you're a speedrunner or competitive, then you can basically try to top everyone's score. And, you know, the faster you can get to the level, the better. There's a pause system in the game, and that's basically there's 3 pause. So one is the speedrun pause. So there's a certain time in every level that you have to beat, and if you're able to beat it, you get that paw. There's one that if you defeat all the enemies in the level, you get that paw. And then the third one is if you collect all the coins in the level, that's a paw. And you use these paws to basically unlock the boss levels. And you know, it's almost like a play your way kind of system. So if like you can't really speed run, you're not very competitive, whatever, then you can take your sweet time and go look for all these coins if you want, and at least you'll get one paw per level. And if you want to go hack and slash your way through the game, then yeah, that option too.
Do you ever have any plans or details for DLC for later on?
DLC, it's tough.
Yeah.
So since the team's kind of fluid, right? I honestly don't have any, I don't have any employees. It's just me. And it's not like a set for sure thing that after we launch, everyone's gonna stick around, right? So it's one of those things where I definitely don't want to promise anything. I do have some free content for the game that I do have planned if we can't get it out by release. So our goal is to get all the content. Oh, this is what I totally forgot. But so last year we actually ran a Kickstarter, about 30 something days, 33 days or something like that, and we ended up getting like 20,000. Well, not really 20,000. It was more like 17 after.
Yeah, we know after they take that cut.
That's very good.
But anyways, I'll just say the public number, 20,000. So 20,000 from that, and just so there was some stuff that we had promised for the Kickstarter. So I definitely want to make sure that we get all our ducks in a row for the at least the Kickstarter rewards and promises that we had there. And it's either it all comes out for release day one, or we just do like a free content patch like a month or two later, once we get everything all situated. But I would like to get, like I said, since we're releasing on PC first, at the very least before we launch on consoles, I would like to get everything like 100% basically done, like the definitive version or whatever you want to call it.
Good. Hey, Zach, I see you gonna ask. Zach, take the floor. This is his thing. I gotta be quiet, Vic. You got him talking.
I need to be quiet. I did have a couple questions about what you were talking about as you were talking about, but did not want to interrupt the you mentioned the leaderboard system. That leaderboard system, is that supposed to be based on the platform? Is that amongst all platforms?
Unlikely. Oh, my bad.
You're all good.
I did something that said safe driving mode. Somehow, I think it thinks that I'm in safe driving mode. Okay, my bad. Can you repeat the question? Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was just wondering, you mentioned the leaderboard system. Is that going to be like a platform specific thing? Is that going to be all inclusive, all platforms? Is it measured across? Because you mentioned, the use of for things like speed running. So is that something that you can all platforms?
It is going to be for all platforms. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully we have a lot of inspiration or big dreams here. But eventually we just gonna have to we gotta stop the feature creeping. But it would be kind of cool to have like little icons like stating, what platform this number one person is or whatever, blah blah blah. Not sure how feasible that is, honestly. We haven't looked at it yet, but stuff like that.
That's pretty awesome. And for people that want to take their time, play the game and enjoy it, explore the environment, expect any Easter eggs?
Yes, there are. For one, there are going to be a lot of Neko Man's friends that are going to be hidden throughout the game that you can find, and eventually those will unlock some special things.
There you go.
No spoilers, but there's a little things that that if you're crafty enough and you take your time in the game, you can definitely you can find some new hidden stuff in the game and expand your replayability a bit. Yeah, that's what I mean. Honestly, that's kind of one of my main focus, and while on my website right now I say I have no focus, it's true though. I guess the one focus would be that I would like to make games that have a decent amount of replayability, right? Because I don't play as many games as I used to, but I remember when I was like really hardcore gamer, I kind of hated, some games where you'd be done after like, I don't know, 3-4 hours, and well, that's it. That's all you saw, and that was that. And sometimes it's good, sometimes the experience is good enough, but sometimes it's not, and it's like, oh, that's it, So that's why I like
Right.
going to like the leaderboards. It's kind of cool. Like if you are that that competitive type, then you can definitely go and try to top the leaderboards. You could probably play the first or second level for hours if you're trying to really on release day. I don't know. I had a freelance QA guy contract, and he we had estimated like 6 hours or something like that, and he ended up playing from start to finish the game, and we're not done yet, but he was over 12 hours in the game. So like our estimates for the actual game play time is actually kind of off. We thought it was like somewhere between like six average for most average players, and maybe 10 for competitive players, but it looks like we're a little bit more above than that. So
Awesome.
which is good. I mean, a lot of people complain about, especially on Steam, you'll see a lot of complaints about games only taking 2 to 3, 4 hours or something like that. It's like, oh, but it's like
Right.
$15 or whatever. Oh, it's blah blah blah. But man, I mean, like $15 for like even a 2-hour game, that's pretty good. Like most people
I
spend
agree.
$15-$30 on a movie ticket, or movie and popcorn for like sometimes not even 2-hour movie. And so I mean, yeah,
Right.
no one's going to movies now, but whatever.
Sure.
When they were going to movies,
Exactly, right.
I mean, I don't know. I think people's or gamers views on the value of their games have kind of come to a point where it's hurting indies, especially because a lot of indies are just like trying to go as far low as possible with pricing so that they can sell whatever they can. They're trying to be super competitive, but it's really hurt. So a lot of gamers are like, well, I can buy I don't know what game am I thinking about right now. Shoot, I don't know. Anyway, XYZ game, right, for $3, and sure, maybe it has some kind of replay value, and it's fun or whatever, and then they look at a different game that's $15 or $20, and they expect kind of like the AAA type of time sink in games, but honestly, AAA is they artificially inflate, by putting in a whole bunch of grinds and random
Yep.
fluff that is not really necessary for gameplay. Maybe they don't have fast travel in some game or whatever, so you're basically just going from point A to point B, but it takes you like an hour to get there, to further along the story, but for no reason at all other than to artificially inflate play times. So that I think that also hurts indies also, because most of these don't really care about all that artificial inflation stuff, and so they're just
No.
trying to get you a nice little concise playthrough of a game, and so the expectations of gamers are like all over the place because of that.
I think exactly that. The issue too with there's a big difference when you have a project that you're working on, and you guys have clearly been working on it for a while, so it's something that you're invested in, and I'm sure you've put a lot of time into making all your own assets. Or nowadays, because Steam, you could submit anything, so people will buy some assets on Unreal or Unity or something like that, and they'll just do an asset flip, and no effort whatsoever, throw it up there for, like you said, a few bucks, and people want to buy those games. It's a meme. Why not buy this game for 99 cents, $2, $3, whatever. But it's like you said, it sucks to see that people don't see the value. Spending $15-$20 on a game is a game, especially that's so crafted and experience, I guess people just don't see a value in it anymore.
Right.
Now you hit it to see now, Victor, because I know we don't have much time left. I
I've
told you
got
about
one more quick question.
3
for
minutes.
Victor.
Yes, go ahead, Joe.
By any chance, are you going to hook up with limited run games and do a physical release for any of the systems?
Oh man,
He's heard this before.
I've already asked them at least once. I might have even like tried again twice, but they totally flat out denied me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm sure, I can see it from their point of view. Some unknown developer, some it's not like I won't say a AAA masterpiece. It's not high fidelity graphics, stuff like that.
No, your game looks very beautiful. I'm not just saying that. It looks very nice. I've seen a lot of cheaper games or or done by other indie developers that look like complete garbage. It looks like you guys really took your time and did this. The graphics in this looks very nice from looking at all the screenshots and being on your website. I'm not just saying that. You guys did a very nice job with it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that maybe if the game sells well enough, we might be able to attract their attention, or I might just be able to, reach out to them again. Especially like before Switch release, that'd be like a good time to be like, hey, this is definitely a game that'll definitely going to be selling well on the Switch. You sure you don't want part of this? We'll see how it goes.
Now, Victor, I know I told you 30 minutes. I don't want to hold up too much of your time. We got a lot, but Victor, one thing I would like to ask, last but not least, for everyone, because I do put this on my podcast, which is on, all types of different, you name it, Spotify, Apple, wherever, put it on my YouTube, my Facebook. For everyone that views this, what would you say to them for Neko Ghost Jump? What do you have as the release date, or what would you say to everyone to get them on where to go and to get interested?
All right, release date, confidential still. Still not there yet. Still not there yet. But it's soon. It's super soon, like very soon. Soon. But we're still working out some kinks, and definitely we want to make sure that the product that, especially my first product, I can't be super anal where it's going to take me another 10 years to fit. No one's got time for that, and I'll definitely be like very poor or like on the street if I took 10 more years on this game. But yeah, I want it to be as polished as possible. I want everyone to have a great experience when they're playing the game. So it's coming out soon, very soon, sometime this year. So the best place, you have two choices right now to wishlist our game, and that's on Steam and also on the Epic Game Store. You can wishlist on either of those two platforms on PC currently.
Victor, killed it. My man, that's how I like to end it. Okay, so everyone now knows where they go to wishlist it. Victor, as Zach and Joe, we appreciate the time that you spent. I will let you know this is the first time Nick Moses 05 Gaming Podcast is at E3. It's the digital event, which is kind of like, but you know what? We're going to be there for 2022. Hopefully we can be somewhere in some nice weather. We could be seeing you again, Victor, hopefully with a future project for Neko or something, So I just want to tell you, thank you from Nick Moses 05 Podcast. Joe or Zach, do you have anything to say before we out?
Just want to say thank you for your time and, great job on your beautiful project. Definitely looking forward to playing this.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome project. I already added to my wishlist on Steam. Looking forward to see more.
Nice. So Victor, I appreciate it, man. We'll go ahead and end it now. I will stop the recording, but I appreciate your time, man. You have a great day.
Cool. You too, man.
Thanks, man.